I am not losing the game. I'm not getting cut from the team. I already belong there. I just can't get equipped in time to step in. All right, today's episode comes from a little bit of a different background, a different thing that I try, and I thought it would be fun to share with you. I found out is actually keeping a lot of capable founders from stepping fully into their own business, and it's not a skill, is not feeling ready. It is something a lot sneakier than that. It has a lot to do with permission. Here's where this came from. I have this recurrent dream. Same story every time for many years now. And I kind of wanted to explore a little bit about what does that potentially mean for me as a person, for my business. What is that really telling me, right? Not in a woo-woo way, but like, is there a pattern that I can see there that maybe can be helpful for myself and for my client? So the dream is about me going back to play volleyball. I played volleyball for 16 years of my life, club teams, high school. I played professional as a professional athlete. It was really part of my life and who I was for a long, long time. And in this dream, I've already moved on with my life. But for some reason, I decided to rejoin a team. And every single time, I never actually get to play. Something is always missing. There's always a sock that I'm missing. I can't find my shoes. I don't have my knee pads. My uniform that doesn't match everybody else's uniform. I have to go back to my car and try to find things that I need. Whatever it is, there's always something. It's very much related to my uniform of something that I need to wear to be there, to be allowed to be on the court with the team. Every single time, I never actually get to play. So the interesting part is that there is even a version of this dream where I have everything. I found all the pieces and I actually make it into the court, but then the ball never came my way. That usually causes a lot of frustration. Sometimes I'm sad. Sometimes I'm panicked because I can't find things and I can't find a place where I'm supposed to be. There's one detail that shows up no matter what version of this dream I have. Nobody helps me. I'm digging through a gym bag by myself, going back to my car by myself. I'm looking for the court by myself while the rest of the team is already out there playing. They're doing their thing. And for a long time, I told myself that was just a weird leftover from my old identity as an athlete and kind of ignored it. Then I started noticing that I see some of these same patterns in some of my coaching sessions and in the way that I grew my business over and over again, especially with founders that, have nothing to do with sports, right? So maybe there's something there that we're getting to. So today I wanted to walk you through what this dream actually taught me because I think it explains something that a lot of high capacity founders are kind of quietly living inside of. So the first thing is that I notice that I am never doubting in the dream that I know how to play. I am not losing the game. I am not getting cut from the team. I already belong there. I just can't get equipped in time to step in. This is not a confidence problem if you look at it that way. This is a permission problem. It is almost exactly the shape of what happens to a founder who has already built something real, which is a lot of us, right? So the women and men that I work with are not beginners. They are multi 6, 7 figures, have teams, have clients who love them. The results that already have proven that they know what they're doing. If capability were actually the question here, it would have been answered years ago. That is not the case. But a lot of them are still standing in the edge of the court, telling themselves that they need one more thing before they're allowed to fully step in. This episode is brought to you by my one-on-one Freedom First Leadership Coaching. This is for founders who are still the glue in their company and want to become the calm, precise CEO. Together, we will redesign your role, install clean decision rights, and delegate outcomes with a clear definition of done. You'll leave with a weekly operating cadence, a 90-day plan, and the confidence to scale without being on call to everything. If you want high standards at a human pace, apply now at accidentalceo.co/coaching. That's accidentalceo.co/coaching. Then the second thing is the capable founders don't usually doubt their skills. They doubt their permission. And that distinction really changes everything when it comes to how you go about fixing it. So this is a part that surprises people when I say it out loud in a session. The founders who stall the hardest are almost never the ones who lack ability. They're the ones who already have the most proof in their ability. They have done this the longest. They still can't shake that sense that something isn't quite in place yet. I'm sure you've felt this at some point. I know I've had. Once I hire the right person, or once the website is finished, once I feel more confident in front of a bigger room, once I build a real system for that. Every one of those sounds like a very legit prerequisite. And sometimes they are. But more often than not, they are a sock. A business-shaped reason to stay off the court a little bit longer. And here's the tell. Watch what happens after the missing piece actually gets found. If this really was about readiness, finding it would be the end of the story, right? And you just move on to get to play. Instead, there's almost always another one thing waiting for you. The website gets finished, and now it's a funnel. The hire gets made, and now is the training. The confidence shows up, and now is the timing. This pattern is rarely showing up as obviously as I'm scared. It shows up a little sideways in decisions that look completely responsible on the surface. For example, a founder who has outgrown their price but keep finding a reason that the time isn't quite right. Or a founder who knows exactly which tasks to hand off but keeps rewriting the job description instead of posting it. Maybe a founder who has the content, the offer, and the audience ready for launch but keeps circling back to just one more thing before she hits send. None of that is laziness. None of that is lack of skill. That's a founder standing fully dressed for a game she is convinced she isn't allowed to walk onto the court for. And this is the one thing that matters most. This connects directly to the gap I talk about very, very often, which is the difference between the identity that built a business and the identity required to lead one. The skills that get a founder to 6 and 7 figures are usually about doing. Solving it yourself, being the one who shows up and makes sure that nothing falls through. That version of you earned every bit of trust that your business has in you right now. The problem is that same identity keeps looking for proof that is allowed to operate at that next level. The same way I kept looking for a uniform in my dreams that already fit. It's not that the skill is missing. Is that the identity hasn't caught up to what the business has already become. That's why just become more confident never actually fixes this. The founder already believes she's capable. What she is missing is permission to stop re-earning that capability every single time she wants to take it to the next step. So here's a recap. In the dream, I'm never questioning whether or not I know how to play. I just can't get onto the court because something is always missing. And that is not readiness. That is permission dressed up as preparation. Capable founders stall the same way, standing on the edge of their own business, convinced that they need one more piece of thing before they're allowed to fully step in. Now, underneath it is usually the identity that built that business, still looking to prove that it's allowed to lead the next version of it. Nobody hands out that permission. In my dream, nobody ever hands me the missing sock either. I have to decide to walk onto the court without it or don't play. If you're doing the math right now on your own missing sock, I'll just ask you to name it out loud in your notes app, doesn't matter where. Most of the time, seeing it clearly is enough to help you walk right onto that court anyways. If the episode hits close to home, hit follow for our podcast so you don't miss the next episode coming to you every Wednesday. I'm going to keep digging into these exact patterns in the next few episodes. And if you know a founder who needs to hear this, send it to them. You probably know exactly what their missing sock is. So I'd love for you to help them as well. And I'm going to leave here in the show notes a little gift document for you. So make sure you go down and download that too. All right, I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear from you. What is your recurring dream? Send me a message on Instagram. You can find me at accidentalceo.co. Let me know about your recurring dream and what do you think it means. And let's have this conversation there. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Accidental CEO podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us in the world where creativity and business strategy collide. I am Nata Salvatore, thrilled to have shared this time with you. Remember, every episode is a step closer to mastering the art of being an accidental CEO. So don't miss out. Hit subscribe, drop us a sweet review, and spread the word to your creative tribe. Your next big breakthrough could be just one episode away. Join us next time for more insights, laughs, and actionable tips. Keep pushing boundaries, dreaming big, and embracing the beautiful chaos of entrepreneurship. Here's to make magic happen in your business and beyond.